Hiya, film freaks. Welcome to the new and, debatably, improved edition of Director's Cut. This week, I wanted to bring some attention to one of my favorite films of the year, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, judging by the title, this movie covers a couple of concepts. Nothing too heavy, just silly goofy stuff like existentialism, generational trauma, nihilism, regret, the power of love and empathy, learning to see the good in your life, and, well, just about everything else. But it's all wrapped in this bizarre multiverse story packed with top-notch absurd comedy. It might sometimes seem like it's random XD, but it's not. It's good, guys, I swear. It's funny, guys, I swear. It's good. On top of that, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I'm gonna have to say that a lot, so bear with me, has some of the best kung fu action that I can think of in recent years. And for my creepy little film bros, just look at these shots, man. Come on. I know for me, just the sheer ambition of what can be expressed on screen, especially for a relatively low budget, has been incredibly inspiring. But if you're a functioning member of society, you still have to admit just how great this movie looks to your two little eyeballs. With all of that, you have a profound, philosophical piece of art that even dum-dums who needed to watch an explanation video for Super Pets can still enjoy. But if you are looking for something deeper, Everything Everywhere All at Once balances its many themes surprisingly well, and I'm only partially exaggerating when I say that there are so many huge concepts in this film that just about anyone can connect with at least one of them. In conclusion, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a true multiverse of madness, and Sam Raimi can eat his heart out. Hi, goofballs, and welcome to another installment in the Director's Cut. Last time, I covered a mastercraft in filmmaking, with themes so rich it changed my outlook on life, so it only makes sense that this week I cover the Austin Powers trilogy. Yeah, baby, yeah! I was going to do Ace Ventura, but I figured Britain needed this one. For the uncultured, these films are spoofs on the conventional spy movie format. Jokes such as the villain having an overcomplicated plan or leaving the main character alive for no real reason may seem obvious today, but in 1997, they were quite original. You've succeeded in turning me into a frickin' jack-in-the-box! What makes these movies timeless, though, are the incredible performances by Mike Myers, best known for being Shrek, the Cat in the Hat, and a psycho serial killer. His roles as Austin Powers... Yeah. Yeah, baby! Yeah. Dr. Evil...
Throw me a frickin' bone here!
Goldmember...
I love gold!
And Fat, B.A. word...
Get in my belly!
Have all become iconic in their own right.
How about new?
Of course, by the nature of these kinds of movies, there isn't much in terms of character or plot, but what they lack in those aspects, they more than make up for in clever bits that are both very witty and just the right amount of childish.
Oh, groovy, smashing, yay capitalism. Hello.
In conclusion, Austin Powers has the cleanest teeth in England, and he still has better riz than you. Hi, dingalings, and welcome to a spooky installment in the Director's Cut. It's the scariest time of the year, and I'm not talking about tax time, no. So what better time to talk about one of my favorite horror films, The Lighthouse. Directed by Robert Eggers, The Lighthouse is probably the single best example of psychological horror. Unlike traditional horror, which typically relies on big monsters and jump scares, psychological horror creates lasting fear by having an unnerving atmosphere and a slow progression of increasingly bizarre events, usually ending with the main character losing their marbles. As this style has become more popular, it's become the genre that mediocre filmmakers come to in order to appear artsy and cool. But when it's done right, psychological horror can be extremely effective. The Lighthouse stars emo Batman and dripped-out Green Goblin, who are stuck together on a lighthouse with some vague supernatural elements, and naturally, hilarity ensues. Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe are perfectly casted in these roles and both give performances of a lifetime. The way this movie is presented is probably the most unique thing about it. The Lighthouse is shot like an old-timey horror classic, and it accomplishes this by using actual vintage cameras from that era. This gives the film an authentic feel, as opposed to movies that attempt to recreate such techniques with modern technology. Combined with the unsettling sounds of the lighthouse itself, this creates a constant tone of uneasiness for the entire movie. If you're a fan of horror and would like a film to do more than just make you jump for a split second and spill your popcorn, then I would highly recommend The Lighthouse for this Halloween, as it will linger in your head and creep you out long after watching it. In conclusion, The Lighthouse might be the most terrifying film in years, and it still makes fart jokes funny. Hi, dingalings, and welcome back to the Director's Cut. The film for this week is not only an incredible western, but is also one of the greatest animated films of all time. It's... Now, I know, animation is just for babies and my movie buff license has been revoked, but just look at this dude. And this dude. That would probably make a little kid pee. Rango stars Johnny Depp, you might have heard of him, as a pet chameleon struggling with his identity when he accidentally finds himself in the frontier town of Dirt. After looking like a New Yorker in Texas to blend in, Rango is forced to become a real hero when he uncovers a dangerous conspiracy within the town. As I said, this film tackles themes of identity, who we are and what defines us. Unlike other animated films, Rango handles these themes very maturely. Like, dang, Rango, buddy, are you okay? I touched on this earlier, but the character designs in Rango are really not the kind you'll see in a Disney or Pixar movie. Instead of making the characters look cute and marketable, this film opts to make them imperfect and grimy, sometimes even to the point of grotesque. This only elevates the Western aesthetic, however, and it makes the world far more immersive and interesting for it. On top of that, the animation in this movie is nothing short of stellar. Mixed with the also amazing camera work and music, this results in some of the coolest action in the animation genre, second only to the Family Guy chicken fight. Hilarious. You might be able to tell by now, but I don't really see Rango as a kid's movie. Honestly, I probably would have hated it as a little kid. Everything is disgusting, and they say the darn and heck words, are you kidding? But watching it now, I'm really able to get invested in its beautifully dirty world and learn things about myself from its enriching themes. In conclusion, Rango is a little reptile man, and he's still a better actor than Amber Heard. Hiya, film freaks, and welcome to the Director's Cut Holiday Special. Today I'll be discussing How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Good, but not that one. No, definitely not that one. There we go. Directed by Ron Howard, and carried by Jim Carrey, this take on the classic story is surprisingly disturbing. I mean, it's obviously no Krampus, but something about this film just feels a little bit off. The world of Whoville is sort of in this uncanny valley of being recognizably human, but obviously not from Earth. While this approach probably didn't work well for critics, this diversion from the standard comfy Christmas flick is exactly what makes this film so interesting to me. As I touched on, this really is just Jim Carrey's movie. Every single scene with him is elevated to 11, and I honestly can't think of anyone else for this role. Like the original, the meaning of Christmas is a major theme. However, unlike the original, most of Whoville only cares about material objects in the beginning, therefore better reflecting real-life consumerism. This film also shows the Grinch's origin story as being an outcast in Whoville, adding themes of racism? Wait, what's going on here? In conclusion, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a great holiday film, and it's still scarier than Krampus.